Thank you. Should I say Program Director, Mr. Ali Penya. And I thought you had done my role, Mr. Penya, by welcoming everyone. My name is Mchunzi Madia from the Department of Transport, Maritime Division, and I happen to be the head of the Maritime Transport in the Republic of South Africa. Let me start by warmly thanking the International Maritime Organization, IMO, South African Maritime Safety Authority, in short SAMSA, Transnet National Sports Authority, TNPA, as well as the Department of Transport, for making it possible for South Africa to host this roundtable discussion on low and zero carbon shipping project. You are mostly welcome. On behalf of the Minister of Transport, Honorable Minister Mbalula, it is with great pleasure and honor for the Department of Transport to welcome you to this workshop in the Republic of South Africa. A special thank goes to all the participants for availing themselves to attend this workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, in September 2014, the Minister of Transport, on behalf of the Republic of South Africa, endorsed the participation of the department as a lead pilot country in this project, GLOMIC, transforming the global maritime transport industry towards a low-carbon future through improved energy efficiency. GLOMIC assists the department to reprioritize the enactment of MAPOL 6 to its national legislation, to build a capacity for the implementation of the project initiatives. The MAPOL Annexure 6 is currently in Parliament, undergoing the final stages of domesticating into national laws. Maritime transport is very small contributor to transport sector emissions in South Africa, being less than 1% GHG mitigation analysis report of 2014. This is due to maritime transport operating mainly beyond South African boundaries. The international nature of maritime emission is being discussed at the UNCCC and under the relevant United Nations agency responsible for maritime safety and the prevention of pollution from shipping, the International Maritime Organization. It is important to note that there is no potential treaty or a law conflict between the Kyoto Protocol and the IMO GSG strategy developed by IMO on GSG emissions from international shipping. The international shipping industry is the fundamental aspect of our global trade, and without it, the possibilities to conduct intercontinental trade would be minimum, if not impossible, which entails the transportation of bulk raw material as well as import and export of affordable goods and manufactured goods. Bear in mind that the significant increase in the international seaborne trade over the past decades also brought negative consequences. So does all human and industrial activities through increased emissions. GHG emissions are generated, amongst others, because of the use of fossil fuel in international shipping. Fossil fuel is the dominant contributor, and estimates indicates that it represents 66% of GHG emissions. GHG emissions. South Africa is at a critical juncture in its history where it needs to find ways to deliver on its developmental objectives within a world that is trending towards low carbon to zero carbon pathways. Our carbon-intensive economy risks being uncompetitive in a global low to zero carbon future. In other words, in the words of advocate Tasmin Esop, The only sustainable development path for South Africa is a low carbon one. The changes that are required are substantial, and we will have to build infrastructure to climate resilient economy. South Africa is currently participating in the IMO programs such as GLOMIC, IMO Norway Green Voyager 2050, and a focal point within the Maritime Technologies Cooperation Center, MTCC in short, African project. South Africa has committed itself to take concrete measures to mitigate climate change through economy-wide measures that include the transport sector in line with the 1992 UNFCCC, a GHG emission reduction target of 42% by 2025 below the business usual trend was pledged by South Africa in 2009. The GTS, which means Green Transport Strategy, is highlighted as the cornerstone of the policy development within the transport sector regarding reducing the GHG emissions in line with the COP21 Paris Agreement. The commitment of which is underpinned by sustainable development principles as articulated in the National Strategy for Sustainable Development approved by the Cabinet in 2011. The Comprehensive Maritime Transport Policy Statement 23A states that the Department of Transport, in collaboration with other relevant government departments and agencies, shall put in place strategies to alleviate the current and future impacts to the maritime industry and the port system brought about by climate changes. And D of the policy states that further, the department, in partnership with industry, shall explore opportunities for energy-efficient technologies, cooperation, and transfer between South Africa and other countries. This roundtable workshop will brainstorm ideas and shortlist potential pilot projects which can deliver emission reductions from ships as well as the ports, and attract interested stakeholders to collaborate with the International Maritime Organization Green Voyager 2050 towards decarbonization. Republic of South Africa would like to thank the IMO Norway Green Voyager 2050 project, which aims to deliver pilot demonstration projects to facilitate technology uptake in line with goals set out in the initial IMO GSG strategy, and support developing countries in the identification and implementation of pilot projects for low and zero carbon shipping. The Department of Transport firmly believes that this workshop will assist our national stakeholders to contribute towards achieving low carbon to zero carbon pathways. Let me close by highlighting that transforming the global maritime transport industry towards a free GHG port emissions needs cumulative commitments with government and all industries working together. I thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen, and wish you a most fruitful discussion, and of course, a warm stay in the city of Durban. I thank you.